Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Chris from Guns, Gear, and Gadgets. Today we're going to talk about a fan requested video, specifically family requested video on the basics of guns for people who know nothing about them. So I feel like it's important for people, even if you don't like guns, to at least know the basics of how to make one safe. So I'm going to give you a couple quick tips about different types of guns, revolvers and semi-automatic pistols, and we're going to make a part 2 with rifles and shotguns. We're going to show the basic operations and how to make a gun safe if you come across one, or if a child happens to find one. Even if you don't like guns, it's important to know how to make guns safe. So you're going to have your basic striker fired gun, you're going to have your revolvers, and you're going to have your hammer fire type guns. And I'm going to discuss today on how to make them safe, to know when they're safe, and to unload and load them. So this is a Gerson 380. It's a hammer fired gun. If you have one and it's loaded, ready to fire, you find one with the safety on, hammer back, how to make it safe. To give you a quick anecdote about something that happened to me when I was a kid. I was probably 6 or 7 years old, and my sister was maybe 3 years old, and my uncle thought he had heard someone breaking into the house. So he had come downstairs with his flashlight and his pistol and had left it laying on the entertainment center in their TV room, which is where all the kids hung out, because they were the cool aunt and uncle. For those of you who know what it is, they were the first ones to get Pong, the first ones to get Atari 2600, etc., etc. So my sister reached under their coffee table and picked up his loaded Beretta 92. If I'm not mistaken, it was probably 1977. That might have been the first year the Beretta 92s came out. Might have been 76. I can't remember exactly, but that was the gun in question. And I didn't know anything about guns, but I knew enough to take it from her and to bring it to my aunts. And my uncle got the butt chewing of a lifetime for leaving that gun where a child could pick it up. So it was always important to know how to make a gun safe. So you've got one right here with the hammer cocked back, ready to fire. The gun is on safety. You cannot lower the hammer with the safety on. So the first thing we want to do, eject the magazine. Second thing we're going to have to do, keep your finger off the trigger, take your safety off, and you're going to want to roll the hammer down by pressing on the trigger and easing the hammer down. That way we don't have any accidental discharge while making it safe. Then just pop your slide back, eject the rounds, and you're good to go. You're safe again. So it's always important to know, if you find a gun in certain condition, you may find it with just the magazine in. Make sure you don't rack the slide. Pop the magazine out first. That seems very obvious, but many people have made that mistake. Now you know it's safe. Second kind is going to be your revolver type guns. This one's a little unusual. It's a swing out 22, but in order to swing out the cylinder, you have to push back this lever, then push it out. And then you just hit the ejector rod when it's facing straight down, and you're good. You're safe. The third gun, this is a Taurus TX22, but it doesn't have a cocked hammer that you can see. So how do you know if it's safe or not? The most important thing to do, drop the magazine out first, then rack your slide, eject your bullet, and now the gun is safe. It's always important to remember to keep this finger right here, eject your magazine, rack it a couple times. If you feel like you need to, inspect the inside chamber. Gun is safe. gun basics from the other direction. If you're in an emergency situation and you're not familiar with guns, loading your magazine. It seems obvious to people who know guns well, but I've seen people put a bullet in backwards. So you have your follower right here, push down and in to load the magazine. Then you start pushing down on the bullet, push the next one in, push down and in. A good tip if you're teaching someone how to shoot guns for the first time, I feel like that I always give people a gun with one bullet in it. It's just safer because you don't know how they're going to react the first time they shoot. They may panic. I've seen videos of people who've shot themselves when they overreact to the first shot, or shot themselves because a casing went down their shirt and it's hot. It's happened to me on multiple times. You just let it cool off, shake it out. Set your gun down. Load it the same way you unloaded it. Push your cylinder out. Pop them in one at a time. Revolvers can be different. Some rotate around one way and some around the other way. So if you're wanting to put in one or two to teach someone how to shoot, you have to know which way the cylinder turns. I'll give you an example right here. You want the cylinder to be on the first empty hole. Now you're ready to shoot. Load 22s in a magazine. There's a lot of misconceptions about how reliable 22 rimfire is. It's certainly not as reliable as centerfire ammo is. For those of you that don't know the difference, centerfire just means that the firing pin strikes right in the center of the bullet. Rimfire, of course, means that it hits on the rim. So the most important thing when you're loading a 22 magazine is that your bullets are going to have to be staggered left and right for it to function correctly. So you want to make sure that if you draw down this thing, because this one does have the ability to pull the follower down, but you only pull it down far enough to do one round at a time. Otherwise your bullets may get jammed inside. And you're going to see that they crisscross each other a little bit. Now, for those of you that are very experienced with firearms, obviously this video was not for you. This was actually requested by my sister, who watches videos that I do but knows nothing about firearms at all. So this video is dedicated to my younger sister. So once again, you want to make a gun safe, make sure that you eject the magazine first. That's the most important thing. Keep your finger off the trigger, eject the magazine first. Rack your slide, make sure it's empty, and you're safe.